Yes, with this type of Aaron Rodgers or even a little bit less, they win the AFC East, get to the playoffs, and are a dangerous team.
He looked absolutely fantastic. He was smart, he was accurate, he was quick, he was decisive.
If he looks like that, what does it do for the New York Jets? And I think it makes them a Super Bowl contender. That's what I think.
The Jets won the time of possession 2-1. 40 minutes and 4 seconds to the Patriots, 1956.
This is what Jets fans have been waiting on, but I don't believe that this is the ceiling, which is the exciting part.
Aaron Rodgers felt like he was 2 steps ahead of him every single time he dropped back.
Because of those off-platform throws that we've become accustomed to Aaron Rodgers doing. I think he had a great day yesterday.
You know, you guys, I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight into the New York Jets at this point because this team, man, over the past 2 weeks have completely turned it around, and they're looking exactly like the team we thought they could be. The offense looks finally full to form, Aaron Rodgers looks ready to go, and he looks back to his full state, and that has led to this offense looking extremely efficient and extremely good. And when you add to that their defense has also looked really good, and they looked even better in their last game, this team looks to be trending upward, and they look like they're going to be one of the scariest teams you're going to have to play against as the season continues on forward. But before we get into why I exactly believe that, if you like New York Jets content just like this, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any Jets videos for the remainder of the regular season. Okay, so to get right back on topic with the New York Jets, this team, like I mentioned at the start of the video, is coming off a big-time win against the New England Patriots where they beat them 24-3 and absolutely dominated this game from start to finish. There was never a doubt in my mind that the Jets were going to win. They controlled every aspect of the game on offense and on defense, and I think the main reason for that is Aaron Rodgers finally looking to be back to his full self because, man, oh man, did that guy look good. His arm strength looks exactly like it did when he was younger. He can still zip the ball and fit it into any window that he wants to, and most importantly, he's seeing the field like he usually does, making checks and getting the Jets into the right place so they can have the most success possible, and we saw that lead to a lot of big plays for this Jets offense. He would check to something quick, get the ball out fast, and it would lead to the Jets scoring or getting a big play, and when your quarterback is as smart as Aaron Rodgers, and he also has the talent that Aaron Rodgers has, your offense is automatically going to be good. I mean, everyone knew this offense was going to be good if Aaron Rodgers played good. People were just worried about his Achilles and that he might be washed now, but he didn't look slow at all in this past game. He was actually running around a lot more than I expected, and he didn't look too slow while doing it. He used his legs multiple times to get out of the pocket to extend plays and find guys downfield, and he even used his legs to get some yardage as well. So if Aaron Rodgers is going to play at that high of a level for the remainder of the season, I just don't see how the Jets would lose a lot of football games. Now, even though Aaron Rodgers is the biggest part of why this offense has had success, there's also a lot of other reasons, and both of these reasons play a big role in why Aaron Rodgers has been able to be successful. The first one, of course, is this weapon group and who Aaron Rodgers has to throw the ball to, because when you look at all of these weapons that the Jets have, they actually look like they have one of the best weapon groups in football, and if they can just find a way to stay healthy throughout the year, the sky is the limit for what this passing game can be. Garrett Wilson, as we all know, is an absolute freak of nature, and even though we didn't see him put up crazy yardage, we did see him have a few big-time catches, one of them being a touchdown, and we all know what he's capable of when he gets opportunities, and we all know that Aaron Rodgers loves him, so he's going to continue to get opportunities, and as long as that happens, we're going to see Garrett Wilson make plays. Now, what I love about this offense is it doesn't just stop there. You went out this offseason and added that guy Mike Williams to be your receiver number 2 to go along with Garrett Wilson, and that was one of the best additions the Jets could have ever made in my opinion, and we saw that last night. I know he wasn't perfect, and I know he's just now starting to get more and more snaps, but he did come down with a few big-time catches in this game, and we saw how much trust Aaron Rodgers has in him to throw him up the ball and let him make a play. He's one of those big targets that loves to make contested catches, and we saw him do that successfully in the game against the Patriots against a really good defense. I expect him to be able to do that against everyone else, and when you consider that him and Garrett Wilson are on the same team, it just kind of blows my mind. Garrett Wilson is the explosive guy that can make a big play happen by making you miss, and then Mike Williams is the guy you can just throw the ball up to down the field, and he's going to find a way to come down with it, and that is the exact type of duo you want at receiver. Now, as your receiver number 3, you also have another really great player in Allen Lazard, who Aaron Rodgers wanted to come to New York, and we saw why, because he made a lot of big-time catches as as well, getting himself a touchdown too. Him and Aaron Rodgers are always on the same page because of the chemistry they have, and that's why Rodgers wanted him on this team. And I think having him as your receiver number 3 really does round out this receiver room as a whole, and it gives you, like I said, a great weapon group. Now, even though all of these receivers are really good, and you can trust all of them in most situations, what's crazy about the Jets is it doesn't just stop there, because you also have Tyler Conklin, who went absolutely crazy in this past game, almost going for 100 yards receiving at the tight end position. I mean, we all know Aaron Rodgers loves his tight ends, and we saw that in this game, and we saw Aaron Rodgers lean into that in this game. And if Tyler Conklin is able to perform like that to go along with these receivers, there's just not much a defense is going to be able to do, especially when you consider that the Jets also have a tremendous run game to top everything off. The offensive line has looked really good in my opinion for the most part, and when you add to that you have one of the best running back duos in football right now with Braelon Allen and Breece Hall, there's just not much the defense can do to slow them down in my opinion. Breece Hall is the more explosive guy that's going to break off those huge big time plays, and we saw him break off some big plays against the Patriots. And then Braelon Allen is the powerful young guy that's going to break every single first hit that he takes, and that is a super valuable trait to have. I think they work off of each other perfectly, and if they can split carries, or if Breece Hall can just get a few more carries and Braelon Allen is right behind him in carries, I think we're going to see this run game put up great numbers week in and week out, and that's going to open up everything else for the Jets because you're able to use play action, and when you need to, you can clock the timeout, which is something that I also like that the Jets were able to do against the Patriots. When they needed to, they could gash the Jets all the way down the field, and that's a big reason why we saw them have 27 first downs in this game and lead time of possession 40 minutes to 20 minutes, which is absolutely absurd. And if you lead time of possession like that in any game, you're going to win, and that's why we saw this game turn into a blowout. But even though the offense looked really good, they couldn't have blown out the Patriots if the defense wasn't able to hold them to just 3 points, and man oh man did this defense look great. The first thing you notice on the defense, of course, was their ability to get after the passer on an extremely consistent basis. And even though we already knew coming into the season they were going to have a good pass rush, what surprised me most about it is obviously that guy Will McDonald absolutely breaking out into one of the better pass rushers in the league. I mean, this guy has 5 sacks in just the last 2 games alone, which is absolutely unheard of, especially for just a second-year player. So for him to come out and do that is absolutely unbelievable, and it makes the defensive line that was already really good even better, which really should help this team in the long run. Now, what's so crazy about this defense overall is they were missing one of their best players in CJ Mosley, but they still absolutely shut down one of the better running backs in football in Ramondre Stevenson, and that right there just shows not only how talented this defense is, but also how deep they are. There was nothing the Patriots could do on the ground all night long, so to see them do that without CJ Mosley is so promising for how good this defense can really become, especially when you add to that the secondary is just as good as the front 7. We saw Sauce Gardner make some plays, we saw DJ Reed make some plays, we saw Michael Carter make some plays, and then of course we also saw the safeties on the back end and Chuck Clark and Tony Adams make some plays and play pretty good overall, which like I said rounds out this secondary to be really good to go along with everything else this defense already has. So the defense, as we already knew, is a really good unit, and I honestly think they're going to be even better than we've seen previously. That's only going to continue to get better with Aaron Rodgers on it, who is now playing at full form. I just don't see this Jets team slowing down anytime soon, and I really do think we're going to continue to see them win the majority of their games for the rest of the season, and if they can do that, they really are going to be a scary contender.